Noted for spectacular snake boat races is Alappuzha in Kerala state. It is a captivating land, noted for canals, backwaters and vast expanses of paddy fields. The land has been hailed as paradise by travelers and natives as well. Have a look at these drawings and also the reliefs done beautifully on the walls at Pattanakad in Alappuzha. Here in this village lived a talented artist, adorned by his family and the people of his village. The villagers lovingly called him Ramesha. Our journey is to the home of this very talented artist. Our guide to his house is the second son of Ramesh. Let's follow him. Come in. Did the tabla invite you to the house? Shocking. This is the present state of that painter, sculptor, tableist. Now his consciousness is bereft of color, rhythm and music. Only screams that rise from the depths of helplessness. Those screams are shattered and meaningless. One evening, while cheerfully going on a motorbike with a friend to watch Kalamarthupaattu, he met with an accident. He was taken from hospital to hospitals where the doctors tried their best to bring back Ramesh from the clutches of death. They succeeded, but even death stood ashamed at the plight of Ramesh and his family. The setting sun that day was drenched in red. These fingers that portrayed spellbinding sunsets, he is now trembling in despair.
രാവിലെ ഡോക്ടേഴ്സ് വന്നിട്ട് പെട്ടെന്ന് ഇതിന് സർജറി 3.5 ലക്ഷം രൂപ പെട്ടെന്ന് കെട്ടിവെച്ചിട്ട് സർജറി നടത്തുള്ളൂ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ബ്ലഡ് വേണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് അങ്ങനെ 3.5 ലക്ഷം കെട്ടാൻ ഇപ്പം നമ്മുടെ ഇല്ലായിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ അന്നേരം 35,000 രൂപ കെട്ടിവെച്ച് സർജറി നടത്തിയിട്ട് പിന്നെ ഇവിടെ നാട്ടിൽ വന്നു മെമ്പർ എല്ലാവരും കൂടിയാണ് സഹായിച്ചത്.
At a time when Maya did not have a clue on what to do, the Chief Minister's mass contact program took place in Alappuzha. On December 22nd, 2011, people flocked to the venue to unload their burden and miseries on the Chief Minister. In no time, they realized that there is a man who can listen to their grievances and empathize with them. He personally met 47,569 aggrieved people and settled 34,421 complaints on the spot. It was a marathon 19 hours that the Chief Minister spent without a wing. The Chief Minister, who met Ramesh inside the ambulance, gave a patient ear to the grievances of his family. He sanctioned immediate financial assistance and an order for granting pension. The end of the road thus became the beginning of a new one. The mass contact program that took place in all the 14 districts of the state of Kerala brought solace to thousands like Ramesh. During its course, the Chief Minister met 5.45 lakh people, which roughly corresponds to representatives from 5.5 lakh households out of the total 66 lakh households in Kerala. Of the total complaints received, 2.97 lakh were settled. Rest of them were taken up for settlement through district-wise meetings chaired by the Chief Minister. A total of Rs 22.58 crore was distributed as financial assistance. There is no parallel elsewhere in the world for a democratic governance like this, that was conducted in so less a time and cost effectively for solving the problems of so many people. In all districts, the mass contact program continued late into the night. In districts like Kottayam, Ernakulam and Alappuzha, the program went beyond 19 hours.
We know that for UNDP, the Kerala model has been what has motivated and informed the human development approach. We also see the Kerala model as a reflection of democratic governance, where it brings the socio-economic side along with a very strong rights-based voice participation, transparency, and of course the question of a mobilized and empowered citizenry.
It was after 10 o'clock at night, after the mass contact program in Malappuram, that the Chief Minister set out for the next venue in Wayanad, a district predominated by tribals lying 125 kilometers from Malappuram. After a 2-hour sleep, the Chief Minister headed for Kottangara, the remotely located tribal hamlet inside the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. It was for the first time that a Chief Minister visited the tribal people of Kottangara, who are living under constant threat of wild animals. Oommen Chandy, who was keen to put an end to their miseries, walked through the forest and grasslands to reach them. He declared the intention of his government to rehabilitate the tribal people without waiting for financial assistance from the union government. This direct intervention of the highest order gave them a new lease of life.
വീട് പണിയാനുള്ള പെർമിഷൻ കൊടുക്കാൻ കൂടി നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന അധികാരമായിട്ട് തന്നെ വരും, അത് സംശയമൊന്നുമില്ല.
I'm astonished that, for example, out of the 40 lakh families in Kerala, he could actually talk to 5 lakh of them in the space of 2 months and then maybe resolve close to 4 lakh families' complaints. Very often I also know that these complaints are of personal in nature, but we are living in a certain time and space where the personal is also political. So it is very consoling, very consoling and encouraging to know that the Chief Minister of the state, whom you elected in great faith, full faith, actually has the generosity of spirit and a sense of purpose to come into the middle of the population and talk to them and deal with their problems. I don't think any other city or state in India is actually doing this job, the mass contact program, the way Oommen Chandy is doing it.
The mass contact program is an ongoing exercise. Further to this, district level review meetings were held by the Chief Minister to ensure that the decisions taken during the mass contact program were implemented.
അതിന്റെ റെസീറ്റ് കൈപ്പറ്റിട്ടുണ്ട് സർ, ഇവിടെ കൊടുത്തതിന്റെ
റെസീറ്റ് നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിലുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും പ്രയോജനം കിട്ടിയോ? ഇല്ലല്ലോ. പഞ്ചായത്ത് വഴിയാണ് വികലാംഗ പെൻഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നത് എന്ന് അറിയാഞ്ഞിട്ടല്ല നിങ്ങളെ ഏൽപ്പിച്ചത്.
The insights gathered from the mass contact program echoed in the cabinet meetings, which resulted in significant changes in governance.
ജനസമ്പർക്ക പരിപാടിയിൽ വന്ന നിവേദനങ്ങളുടെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ, അത് സംബന്ധിച്ചുള്ള റിവ്യൂവിൽ വന്ന നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങളുടെ അടിസ്ഥാനത്തിൽ വിവിധ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ഞങ്ങൾ ചർച്ച ചെയ്തു.
In one such session, for the first time in the country, a decision was taken to provide the physically challenged with motorized three-wheelers free of cost.
പാവപ്പെട്ടവന്റെ ആ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ട് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ ഒരു മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയാണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ജില്ല തോറും പുള്ളി ഇത് നടത്തുന്നത്. ഇതിൽ ഈ കേരളത്തിലുള്ള എല്ലാവരും ഇതിൽ പങ്കാളിയാവുമെന്ന് ഞങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നത്. അത്രയും ഈ മുഖ്യമന്ത്രിയുടെ ഒരിത് കരയണത് വേറെ ഒന്നും കൊണ്ടല്ല, സന്തോഷമുണ്ട്.
This is the house of Chief Minister Oommen Chandy. Every Sunday, the courtyard of this house gets crowded with people. To Oommen Chandy, the mass contact program is not just something that makes an appearance all of a sudden one day and then vanishes without a trace on another. It is a practice that has been going on for the past 4 decades at this very courtyard of his house. Countless people have walked in here, have left with a great deal of happiness. Not only his house, but also his office was thrown wide open by this Chief Minister to the public. Anyone can walk into this office at any time. Oommen Chandy takes the credit of being the first Chief Minister who was bold enough to have his office shown live 24 hours through the internet. This move was lauded by newspapers like the New York Times.
I think the transparency of his office is remarkable. I had a meeting with Chief Minister this afternoon, and in that meeting I saw the camera that the live stream is done on, and as I said in the meeting very lightly earlier today, you'd under other circumstances say, oh, this thing of live streaming may have been a spoof that's been put up. It is there, it is real, and it is clearly about not only accessibility, but a form of accountability that you don't see with politicians generally. I think this puts quite a great pressure on other politicians who have not gone up this road as yet.
A call center functioning round the clock as a part of his office enables people to get in touch with the Chief Minister. A whistleblower facility was put in place as a deterrent against corruption and protection for the informer. Assets were declared by ministers, personnel staff, and also government officials. The Chief Minister literally created history when his government implemented 102 programs within the first 100 days of his coming to power.
You know, it's wise to take our lessons from history. And from history we know that rulers of old, kings, queens, emperors, they gave as much importance to their Divane caste, which is their council of ministers, as they did to the Divane Aam, which is the assembly of the people. And whether our Chief Minister in Kerala has taken his lessons from history or not, I don't know. But what I do see is that by reaching out with this mass contact program of his directly to the people, he is ensuring not just efficient governance, but the most incorruptible form of governance. This is the thing that impresses me, because I feel that by removing the middleman, and I know you can't remove the middleman or the bureaucracy forever or for a long time to come, but you can do it for as long as it takes to create that ease of communication, which will then become standard practice, I hope.
It was in Greece that the first seeds of democracy germinated. Here, millenniums ago, a conclave of 500-odd administrators and 6,000 member committee paved the way for democratic governance. Where did we take democracy from this amphitheater of stone-carved seats? But soon, democracy that took its infant strides in Greece succumbed to the authoritarian rule of the Prince of Macedonia, Philip II. His son Alexander, the greatest conqueror the world has ever seen, followed his father's footsteps. History again witnessed democracy getting crushed during the reign of Louis XVI in France. In Russia, the nemesis of democracy showed its ugly face through the czars. The onset of 20th century also witnessed fresh threats to democracy in the form of world wars, dictators, communist regimes, separatists, insurgents, and the like. By the early 21st century, the world witnessed more intense struggles for democracy. These clarion calls for democracy eventually saw dictators and military regimes getting pulled down from their citadels of power. Democracy is gaining strength by the day wherever it is practiced. The informal town hall meeting of the American president is one among them. We can now see the appearance of complaint boxes in the UAE and other countries. Citizen arrest has become popular in Canada. The situation now empowers citizens to punish the guilty.
And I think that what Chief Minister Oommen Chandy has done with his Janasamparkam program represents a startling innovation in democratic practice by global standards, because he's gone beyond issues like the town hall meetings of President Obama or his predecessors, the suggestion box or complaint box that so many countries have put in public places, to an area in which he combines the qualities of actually interacting directly with people and the executive receiving their complaints and their suggestions. So what's happening in a Janasamparkam program is that he spends the entire day, and it's often a very long day. I was with him in my district and it went on till 1 o'clock in the morning. So he spends the entire day meeting anybody who wants to come, literally anybody. It doesn't matter who they are, what their position is, what papers they have, what their health condition is. They will come and the Chief Minister will hear them out, at least briefly, hear a short version of their complaints and then take care of their needs, either by immediately sanctioning a decision or, where possible, allowing for further investigations on an expedited basis by another official or another minister.
The Mass Contact Program is not just a fanfare of the masses or a congregation of complainants, but it is a valuable and soulful expression of democracy. The Chief Minister and the administration are reaching out to the people, and the people reciprocated by gathering around to present their grievances. Matters that can be resolved on the spot are dealt accordingly. Complainants literally became a source of learning for the Chief Minister. People are his textbooks. While rest of the world experiments with democracy, Kerala has come up with a hallmark of its own in democratic governance. After the successful Kerala model, it is these experiments in democratic governance that placed Kerala in the limelight on a global arena. The soul of democracy lies in the people. Here is a Chief Minister standing next to them who can touch their souls and the soul of democracy. This is the message that Kerala delivers to the world.